Hey yogi friends, it's Cathy. I'm really happy that you're here to practice with me today. I'm going to do a quick series of Sun Salutations, which I think are a fantastic basic practice that you can do when you're limited on time, but you would really like to get a great full body stretch, build some strength, as you're lengthening, increase flexibility. It covers so much territory. So not only is it really great for the body, but it can become meditative because it is repetitive movements. And so you don't have to, after the first couple times, really think about so much what you're doing, as you can just really get into the movements and not worry about what's coming next because you've done it a couple of times. So I encourage you first to do some warm-ups. I'm going to keep this super short, so if you want to pause if you're doing this, then do a little bit of warm-up because I just think that's important. But I'm going to keep this short so that you get just to the Sun Salutations. This is also called Surya Namaskar. It is a classic series of yoga poses that pretty much every yoga teacher is super familiar with, and you can pull it out when you need to do a quick practice. Getting a lot, covering a lot of territory in a short amount of time. You also are bringing up the heart rate because it is a lot of full body movements. So it's a lot of bang for your buck. So let's come to the top of the mat. If you've gotten your warm-ups in, standing at the short side of your mat in your mountain pose, tall through the spine, tailbone is pointing toward the floor. Raising the arms up above the shoulders, shoulders away from the ears, lengthening through the fingertips. Let's do a slight little back bend, opening through the chest here and opening up the front body, bringing some attention to thighs to engage them and engage the front of the abdomen. Diving forward into our forward fold, hanging here just a minute, shaking the head yes and no. A little bit of bend in the knees if you need to. Maybe even a little sway from side to side. Then let's bring the right toes back, lowering the right knee. If you need, bring those blocks into the picture to lengthen up through the crown. You can also help, that can help to prevent this kind of turtle shell move. So if you need those blocks for some length, grab those. Otherwise, you might be on fingertips, you might be on palms here, lengthening up through the crown. Let's come up onto the back toes, bringing the front foot back to meet the back foot in a plank. You can also lower knees here if you need less intensity. From our plank position, we are going to lower the knees, bringing the bum back toward the heels, maybe even touching the heels. And then we'll move the body forward, bringing the elbows close to the body as we lower the chin and the chest to the mat. Bum is still up in the air slightly. Lengthening through the legs behind, pressing into the palms, keeping those elbows really close to the body as we raise the chest up off the mat. In our cobra, lowering back down. You can come up here through a tabletop or through a plank. In the middle, to come to your downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out here in your downward dog so that you're getting a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Come into stillness, lengthen through crown, shoulders away from ears, bum with the tail reaching toward the crease between wall and ceiling. Taking that right foot and bringing the knee toward the chest as we move forward to bring the right foot between the palms. Lower that left knee down, lengthen through the top of the crown, open through the chest and look forward. Coming up onto the back toes, put a little bend in that back knee so you can use momentum to bring that foot forward to the front into your forward fold. And from here we'll rise back up, lifting through the fingertips and bringing the hands to prayer position. Now we're going to do that on the other side. Fingers up above shoulders, open through the chest, slight back bend there. Diving forward into our forward fold. We take the left toes back this time and lower the left knee, opening through the chest, lengthening through the crown. Holding here for a moment. Notice front knee should be over front ankle. Coming up onto the back toes, bringing that front foot back to meet the back foot in our plank or half plank. Knees to the ground, bum to the heels. Bring the body forward so that the chin and chest can rest on the mat. Lengthen out through the legs behind, keeping elbows close. Press up into that cobra using the upper back muscles and the palms to press up. And this time, coming either through a tabletop or a plank up into your down dog. Maybe a little pedal of the feet here. And then we'll bring this left foot, so the knees coming close to the chest, bringing the left foot forward between the palms. Lengthen through the crown. That right knee and top of the right foot are lowered on the mat behind you. Coming up onto those back toes, a little bend in the knee, brings that forward foot. Brings that back foot forward to meet the foot in front. Now we're in our forward fold. Maybe another little swing from side to side here. Lengthen through the crown, a flat back. Lower back down. Rise up, lengthening through fingertips above shoulders. Bringing hands back to the heart. Let's do one more round on each side, keeping things balanced. Hands above shoulders, little opening of the chest, slight back bend at the top. Forward fold. Right toes back, right knee down. Open through the chest. Bringing the left foot back to meet the right. Knees down, bum to heels. Chin and chest forward. Elbows close to the body, lengthen the legs behind and press into the cobra. Always keeping those elbows really close to the ribs, lowering back down, transitioning to your down dog in the best way for you. Lengthen through crown, ears away from shoulders here, a little pedal of the feet. Bringing the right knee toward the chest and bringing that right foot forward between the hands. Lowering back knee and top of back foot, open through the chest. Notice knee above ankle. Coming up onto the back toes, little bend in the knee. Brings that foot forward into your forward fold. Let the gravity do the work here to bring the head toward the floor and bend the knees as much as you need. Rise up tall, reaching through the fingertips. Bringing the hands to prayer position. Now for the left. Raising up through the fingertips, diving forward. Left toes go back, lowering the left knee, top of the left foot, reaching through the crown, opening through the chest. Coming up onto those toes, bringing that front foot back to meet the back foot into your plank or half plank. From here, lower the knees, bum to heels. Chin and chest forward to the mat. Lengthen the legs out behind, keeping elbows close. Press into your cobra. Lower back down. Pressing up to transition to your down dog. Maybe a little pedal in the feet there. A little stillness before we draw the left knee toward the chest and bring the left foot forward. Between the hands, lengthening up through the crown. Coming up onto the back toes, little bend in the knee brings that foot forward into our forward fold. Rising up, lengthening through the crown, lifting through the fingertips, little back bend at the top, and bringing the hands into our prayer position. From here, close the eyes just a moment. Notice the heartbeat. Notice the breath. Notice any sensations in the body. Continuing to breathe. Let's do one more round with a slight variation in the middle. Arms above shoulders, forward fold. Right toes back, lowering right knee. From here, we're going to roll back onto the front heel, bringing the hips backwards. We're doing a runner's stretch here. We want to keep the hip and the knee that are grounded into alignment with one another. And again, this is a great place to grab the blocks so that you can really lengthen through the spine. And pull those toes toward the body to really stretch the back of the leg and keep as much bend in this front leg as you need. Then we'll roll forward onto that foot again, placing the right palm beside the left foot, about 6 inches between the two. Come up onto the back toes if you like. You can start here on the knee. We're going to draw the left arm to reach above the shoulders. So this twist is in the torso. If you'd like to intensify, before you do it, take a look at the left knee. Is it over the left ankle? Then if you'd like to intensify, you can come up onto the right toes and back, lifting the back of the right knee up toward the sky. Think of pressing that left hip slightly back, slightly up. And that intensifies the stretch there. Let's lower the knee again, bringing the hands down to frame the foot. Now we'll come into our plank. And from here, this time we might do a chaturanga. So you can lower the knees if you like. Chaturanga, bringing the elbows really close and a 90-degree bend at the elbows. If that's a little much, then just come all the way down to the belly. Using the hands again to press up into the cobra and coming back down to transition to your downward facing dog. Little pedal of the feet there if you like. Lengthen through the crown, shoulders away from ears. Imagine the weight of the hands and arms really concentrated at the base of the thumb and that very muscly part of the hand. We'll take this right knee, draw it up to the right chest, and bring the right foot forward. Lower the back knee. Open through the chest, lengthen through the crown. Come back onto the toes in the back. Bend in that back knee to bring that foot forward into our forward fold. From here, we'll rise back up tall. Lengthen through those fingertips. Slight little back bend at the top. Hands in prayer position. Now let's do the left. Hands above shoulders. Diving forward. Left toes back. Lower that left knee. From here, we're going to roll back onto the right heel and draw the hips back slightly. Using blocks if you like, to bring the floor a little higher. Really, that allows a lot of length in the back, which we want. We want to keep the hip, left hip above that left knee or in alignment with that left knee, not popping out to the side. Mine always have a tendency to do that. Let's roll forward onto that right foot, placing the left palm directly below the left shoulder. Notice where the ankle and heel are in alignment. And from here, we can reach up through the right fingertips, really lengthening also through the crown. If you want to intensify, come up onto the back toes, lifting the back of the leg. And imagine pressing the right hip slightly back, slightly up, giving a little intensity there. We want the front knee again to stay over that front ankle. If you need to come back down onto that knee, do so. Let's frame the right front foot and bring the right foot back to meet the left into our plank. If chaturanga is in your practice, you can take it here. Otherwise, just come down to the belly, pressing up into our cobra, whether it's a low baby cobra or a great big grown-up or somewhere in the middle. Lowering back down, come transitioning through to down dog. And from there, little pedal of the feet. Draw that left knee up toward the chest and place it between the hands in front. Lowering the right knee, top of the right foot, lengthen through the crown, open the chest. And come up onto those back toes. A little bend in the knee brings that foot forward to the front. Hang here just a moment, and then we will rise back up. Little back bend at the top, bringing the hands to prayer position. Again, noticing the breath, maybe closing the eyes, noticing the heartbeat here. From here, let's take a step back to the middle of our mat, step or two. Let's slowly lower down to the mat. We're going to do a bit of cooling off here. We're going to take the left foot, we're going to bend the left knee, place the left foot on the outside of the right leg. And the other option for this, if that's a little too much twist already, then you can take this twist just seated with legs directly out front. And to do that, we lift the right arm up, place it on the outside of the right thigh or the outside of the right knee, and just twist over toward the left, bringing the left arm behind for some support. That's step one. Another option is to bring that left foot on the outside of the right knee, lifting the right arm up. We can hook outside that left knee, raising the left arm up above the shoulder and then twisting back. So that is another option. If you would like even more intensity here, you can take this bottom leg that's straight, bend the knee, and bring it so that the heel is right beside the left bum, the side of the left bum. This is just a little bit more of a twist. It's a little more intense on the hips. Take whichever one works best for you today so that you can hold it for a moment and glance over the back shoulder if you can. Just holding there and breathing, lengthening through the spine, keeping the shoulders parallel to the floor, one straight line from shoulder to shoulder. And then to come out of this, we will reverse the arm movements and straighten the legs out in front. And then we're just going to reverse that. So take the straight leg stretch if you like. You can take the one leg bent if you like, hooking the outside, or you can bend both knees so that you have a little bit more intensity, raising that left arm up, hooking outside the right knee, raising right arm up, coming behind the bum, holding here for a moment, remembering to breathe, put a little smile on the face. You've done an incredible amount of good work for yourself here today. And we're beginning to wind down. And breathe. Remember to breathe. To come out, we'll reverse the arms. And we'll lengthen the legs out in front. We're going to come onto our belly for a moment. Once you get there, make fists with the hands. And we're actually going to just lift one side of the body slightly so that you can place that fist in the space between the pubic bone and the pelvis. So it's right at the top of the thighs, between where the thighs meet that lower abdomen, between the pubic bone and the outside of the pelvis there. So you can feel some pressure in that joint. So we're going to do a locust pose. So this is really resetting in that area. So we want to press into the pubic bone, press into the hands, and lift the feet slightly off the floor. And then we'll lift the head and slightly lift the chest off the floor. Holding there just a moment, and then lowering back down. Then we're going to come over onto our backside, into our Savasana. Lengthening the legs out in front of us, letting the feet fall open, letting the hands rest at the side. And just relaxing here, really soaking up the benefits of your practice today. You did so much good work. You're taking such good care of yourself by coming here to practice. Each day, each moment that you're here is a wonderful investment in your well-being. So I commend you for that. Just be here and breathe. I'll let you know when it's time to come back to full awareness. Just be here and breathe. If you have time to take an extended Shavasana, I encourage you to do that. For those that need to move on with their day, let's come back to full awareness with beginning with some movements of the fingers and toes, the feet, the hands. Rocking the hips from side to side, taking a full body stretch with arms up above, rolling over onto our side, pressing back up into our seated position, keeping the eyes closed as long as you can here, noticing when you get back in your Sukhasana, your comfy seat, noticing if the body feels any different now than when you first came to practice, noticing if the emotions or the state of mind is slightly different than when you first came to practice. Noticing any bodily sensations, noticing the breath, the heart rate. Let's bring the hands to prayer position. Big inhale. We'll chant Om once together as we exhale. Om. That Om signifies my recognition of the universal energy that connects us all, connects me to you and you to me. Let's bring that prayer position up to the forehead. May we have peace in our thoughts. Bringing the thumbs to the lips. May we have peace in our words. And finally settling, prayer position at the heart space. May we have peace in our hearts. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. And I bow as I say, Namaste. Thank you so much for being here to practice with me today. I really hope this practice has brought some peace and tranquility to your day that you can carry on with you throughout the rest of your day. If you'd like to get more videos of yoga practices, Ayurvedic tips, and all kinds of good well-being information, you can follow me on Instagram at Find Bliss Yoga, and certainly subscribe here so you'll be notified anytime we have new content as far as yoga practices are concerned. I appreciate you being here so much, and I can't wait to practice with you again soon. Namaste.